folk gathered by Sane in exchange for Red Bull and one ale. And they basically learned people who have this flyer out with their name and face end up totally frozen to death in some form or fashion, covered in rind from head to toe, blood frozen. And with that, they went up, got some help, and Marcus and Valis came down to carry some food trays. Poor Galen's still stuck in the room. Never really got to leave. He hasn't come downstairs that entire last session. He went down to floor 2 once, if I recall. Marcus tried to get some information, was kind of getting good with the patrons, but Sane, Zophanis, and Valis were like, let's get back to our room and talk about this. Which you all did. Carried your food up, kind of had a panic discussion of like, holy shit, those folks down there, they're bloodthirsty, mad. They're just wanting to gamble on Helg's death. These assholes. Fuck them. Which was basically what Galen got as his message. It's like, oh shit, okay. Then there was some kind of panicked planning. What are we going to do? We can't stay here. We can't be in this town. This is not safe. Where do we go? What do we do? These assholes, it's going to die. What the fuck? Helg's freaking out, looking to you guys for answers. And the plan was hatched to disguise Helg using a patron that was not down there, but maybe up in one of the other rooms, and then sneak out of one of the other windows. There was not a bad plan to get a disguise from folks, though the execution of the plan did not go according to plan. Some improvisation, which might have saved some money. They recalled there was a person like 3 doors down went into one of the rooms. So Galen, Sane, and Valis decided they were going to go buy this guy's cold weather clothing to disguise Helgen. Galen very successfully made an illusion of the door to block view coming down the hall. Sane perfectly picked that door open silently, not a sound. So, disguised, lock popped, door open, but it was the approach, that stealth to get into the room.
The face.
As Sane kicked, I believe it was a cup or a bottle that was on the floor in shadow, veiled in shadow. One of the folks who was resting on the couch on the sofa, there were 2 in the bed, got up with a fury, his passive being procced and his natural 20 perception.
He would not calm down.
No, he hucked a chair with a natural 20 yet again into Sane's face from 10 feet away.
Mercy.
And rolled very high damage. Sane was pretty fucked up. Fell to the ground, prone, guy over him, hand on hip. Valis in the back, snuck into the room, but still very visible, ready for shit to go down. Galen back in the hallway like, oh fuck, what the hell? And the 2 folks on the bed getting ready with their crossbows, taking cover behind the bed. Very tense situation to negotiate buying somebody's clothes. So, there was some kind of back and forth, can I buy your clothes for like this gem, yada yada. The guy said 15 gold. You guys like, nah, that's too much. And eventually it came down to, how about I let you guys leave with your friend's life, and you can have this cool knife for this gem worth 10 gold. And the deal was struck, and you guys left. Nobody died. Galen healed Sane's face mostly, though he was covered in blood. And you guys came back to the room with a new shiny buck knife. That was a nice hunting knife. That's cool. Probably wasn't worth 10 gold, but it's a nice knife. Caribou antler handle, things like that. So you guys decided, screw it. We're just going to go down to the room that Marcus rented, and we're just going to bust out of that window and call it good. Let's just get out of here. You guys went down there. There's something I'm missing. There was like an hour. You guys rested or something for an hour, right? You took a short rest or something while Galen and Marcus prepped. I don't remember exactly.
It's like, took a bath.
Yeah, that's what it was. You guys did take a rest while Galen and Marcus packed up their stuff. You guys all packed up your goodies, went down to the little room, smallest to largest, started coming out. Sane, right out, no problem, hid. Helg got out, hid, no problem. Valis, kind of ruckusy, didn't hide very well. wasn't the worst thing ever, but it was kind of loud, just roof shingles coming down. And Sylphanis got out. The window had already been damaged by Helg. I think, Sylphanis, you got pretty gracefully, if I recall, and you hid pretty well. And then Galen was halfway out the window when the cook popped out and saw Galen halfway out the window, saw Valis standing in plain view, and basically said, "You with me." Sylphanis popped out, almost got a knife to the face, didn't. You guys all had this awkward stare down of like, are we going to listen to the security guard? Are we going to run? Are we going to try and kill this man? Like, there was some tension out in the night air. Oh yeah, Helg, when he got out, he hid perfectly. Natural 20, vanished. Don't worry about him.
We worry.
All in all, Galen came out the window. Sylphanis and Valis and Galen went with the cook into the loading bay of the tavern. Sane scrabbled back up into the room where Marcus was. Marcus fixed the window with a mending spell. And that's where we left off. The cook barring the door to that loading bay and saying, "You guys are coming with me to the kitchen." So, anything I missed? Anything you guys would like to add before we resume? Alrighty.
There was a bit with Marcus was investigating the whole meeting of the possibility of like a cult or something like that with the heart and all that.
Yes, there was some nice other kind of details in there. You know, Valis and Galen trying to work together to come up maybe some type of warding to stop any type of magic from spying on them, and Marcus kind of theorizing like, this whole Frost theme, maybe it has something to do with like Arl or some of Arl's cultists. That would suck, but that might be a thing. Kind of have some experience with cultists. I don't know how deep we want to talk about that right now, but like that was definitely discussed. Any other stuff before we get back to it? Okay. For representation's sake, I'm just going to put Helg gone, and we're going to have Galen, Valis, Sylphane over here, Sane and Marcus there. Again, Marcus and Sane, you're on the first floor room, just above that kind of loading bay in this building here called the North Look. Galen, Valis, Sylphanis, you're inside this kind of loading bay. Door just got latched. Let's start with you guys, Galen, Valis, and Sylphanis, who's in the loading bay with this nice cook. Oh, I didn't load the right proportions, but you guys can see him.
He is a chunky boy.
I did say he was rather large.
That mustache could be a piercing weapon.
Let me
leave that outside.
Yeah.
Freeze it up.
Let me do this way, just so folks can see it better on the stream. That didn't work. Whatever, I'll get it figured. But yeah, I think I described, you guys came in, there's just kind of some loaded barrels and goods kind of off to the corner. There's a nice straight kind of path to the kitchen there. They barred the door, locked it. You hear that click, that sound that if Sane were there, he would shudder, but he's not. You guys say anything, do anything real quick before this folk addresses you?
Nope.
Valis is just wrapped up. Just looking to Sylphanis on what the fuck to do here.
It's just like the principal's office.
Yes.
You guys are in like that room right outside the principal's office, like that little waiting area.
Yeah, with the chairs.
Yeah, the little
It's
chairs.
bars the door. Hate when the principal bars the door.
Yes.
So they finally take their hand off their hip. Maybe they feel more comfortable now that they're in their familiar space. and gives you all like a hard look up and down, now that you're in the kind of well-lit room here. So, names? None of that came through, did it? Damn.
No, it didn't.
Oh, I snapped so loud. He snaps
First
3
rule of the
times.
night,
1, 2,
be
3.
Deception.
Anybody give their names? Anybody give false names? What are you doing?
What's your name?
Got him.
You
No.
first, I guess.
Uno reverse.
Yeah. Counter spell.
So, you give that little quip. Sounds like Valis and Sylphanis. Are you following in Galen's step right now with that? Just checking.
I'm just kind of like standing there, not entirely certain whether to give name or not, because
Following Galen's.
Valis is
yeah, probably.
Okay.
Yeah, not quite as GT though.
So, with
Valis
his
is
arms
probably
crossed.
standing there, looking between the two, like, oh no.
Okay. With arms crossed, flexes his huge arms. His biceps probably the size of Valis's waist. Only fair, I suppose. I give you mine, you all give me yours.
So,
Simako.
cool name.
You want to put that in the chat?
Yeah, I always do. Don't you worry. Oh yes,
You
good
write that
idea.
down for me, Mr. Simico.
You know, that's a good idea. You know what I forgot to do because we went right from the recap. I jumped to the recap too soon.
Introductions.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. All right. Sorry, stream. Let's do the intros because I forgot after the recap this time. Hi, I'm Gats. I'm the GM for Bay of the Ancients. Welcome to Season 6, Session 9. Who am I playing with tonight?
Hello, everyone. I will be playing Sane Dustface. He is a half-ling, and he's a good boy. He cares much for the party. Very roguish. That is Sane.
Hello, I'm Charlotte, and as always, I will be playing the rangeriest of rangers, Zilphanis Yakan, the Wood Elf.
Hello, I'm Joe. I'm playing Valis Deleth, aka Varic Dia.
Dear.
The scarediest of wizards.
Timid Drow Wizard. All right.
I'm Tyler. I'm playing Galen Lorelei, the elf Dampier sorcerer, who's a big of a shit.
Also, resident pretty boy.
That too.
And I'm Mike, and I'm playing Marcus, your cleric dad, human cleric.
We love Cleric Dad.
We love
Sorry
it.
for what is to come.
Or
Beautiful.
Daddy.
Click
No.
that. Daddy.
Sorry.
It's Papa.
Papa Sane. Papa Sane. Yeah, that's for another that's another episode. You have to scroll back. For that.
Yes.
What was that?
Yeah,
Like
that's-
session 5, session
5 or
4?
6.
I
Sounds
don't
about
know.
right.
Anyways,
3 to 5, somewhere around there.
that was silly. But yes, this Macho Cook, it's a very large human. He's standing tall and wide, muscular top. Kind of hard to tell under his apron what's going on below his pecs, whether that's muscle or girth. You don't know. But yeah, he's a large black-haired human. The white bandana kind of holding back his messy black hair. Got a very wide mustache, flat nose. He's wearing some somewhat tailored clothing and some pouches you can kind of see hanging under his belt. But again, his apron covering most of that. He's got plenty of kitchen utensils, a lot of knives hanging on another belt over his apron. And there's definitely some stains and scuffs and cuts on his apron as well. Simako. And then snaps at you, Galen.
Before he, like, mid-snap, Galen... Oh, you're snapping. Galen.
Snaps over at the Drow Wizard.
Varric.
Snaps over at the Wood Elf Ranger.
Please don't snap. My name is Zulfanis.
Be lucky, I'd just be snapping my fingers. After all the ruckus you've been causing on such a busy night.
What was the other thing you'd be snapping?
My temper, and then all of you. And he just gives a big
Temper.
toothy grin. And there's some teeth missing in there. It's that, like, piratey smile.
Nice.
Valis takes a half step back.
Good.
I'll take
We're
a
going.
half step in front of, like, to the side to, like, shield Valis.
We need to go in the kitchen. I need to keep working. Come on. Go. And he points at the door behind each of you.
Oh, get.
Go on, get.
So, as we're... Are we all?
Yes, yeah.
Kidding?
Yeah.
So, Simiko, have you heard what's been happening in the main dining area tonight? About the dwarf?
See if he has heard it. Probably not. But I'm gonna see how nosy his flat nose is. You know what I mean?
Well, you know he's nosy as fuck.
No, been very busy. I know that. Something's rattling a lot of patrons.
One too many times.
Well, there's a... Have you heard about the killings, Simiko?
The killings.
Narrowed it down.
Bodies covered in rime, posters with people's names on it, no other information, but they wind up dead. Everyone in there has heard about it.
I mean, I heard about folks doing sacrifices, but I wouldn't call that the killings. I haven't heard much about any posters, no. I try and stick to me work, not about rumors and gossip. Unless it pertains to something that might affect business.
It's affecting business, but in a good way, I'd say. You have a lot more patrons in there tonight. But one of our friends has been marked for death, and we were trying to get him out quietly. So that's what you were overhearing. So if you need us to talk to someone about us leaving through a window, that's fine, I guess. But we're just trying to protect a friend. We just want to let you know we weren't, like, breaking into the inn or whatever you think we were doing. I'm just trying to let you know on the up and up, Simiko.
We cool. I like this vibe Galen's going with right now. The we cool.
Yeah.
Vibe.
Honesty is the best policy.
I was thinking the same thing, actually. I was like, you should tell this guy the truth, I think.
Cool.
Pretty chill guy.
Pretty
For now.
chill guy.
I let him snap me. You know what I mean?
You know, if he's good at his work, call him Wizard in the Kitchen. He probably does know counterspell or two. Alright, I'm done.
But yes, we will definitely need to be talking to Scramsax about this.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm sure they're not going to be happy with because of how busy it is. This is now a waste of time. Come on.
Yes.
I
What
need to keep
were we
cooking.
talking to him about again?
Breaking the window.
Have you looked at the window recently? Galen
Um.
says, hoping that Marcus is already.
No, we're in the kitchen.
The window didn't look broken to me, but I mean, that's up to Scrimsax, I understand.
You stay right there. And, and if you guys want to do anything particular, you're welcome to. He's brought you into this. It's kind of messy, but it's not like unkempt. It's just messy because he's been cooking a lot. Kind of messy. It's actually a pretty decently organized kitchen. Seems like everything's kind of put in a purposeful place. Knives are sharp. Tools are sharp. Counters are clean except for what recently spilled on them. Sort of thing. Well-used implements, though. You can see the little spots in the iron where they're starting to kind of wear. But he takes like a step and a half, cracks the door. Scramsax, I'm gonna need you back here. And closes it. He'll be with us soon.
He knows some of our faces already.
Good. Good. Now,
So how long you?
he just waves at you. That long enough. So
We're
tell
off.
me about these killings.
Yeah. So basically, in one of the towns I was at, it was Targos, right?
Targos, yeah.
Yeah, Targos is where I came from before here. Um, the killing itself, yeah, there was posters put up about somebody. We didn't think much of it, but a couple nights later, a body found by the docks. No clear like wounds, but completely frozen over. Um, Covered in ice, shattered, real fucked up stuff. Like I've seen some shit. That's like real upper echelon of shit, you know. But it looks like culty. I'm not too sure, but one of our friends, well, my friend here's friend, and he gestures towards the two of you guys, to Zilf and V. They knew him before, but we, they got into town and found that, oh no, he's the next one. So then once patrons here heard about that, they started coming, freaking him out. So we were trying to get him out quietly out a window to not upset him. He's real spooked. Real bad situation in his part. But we was trying to keep it hush hush, but yeah, somebody made a little too much noise. That's what you heard.
So while you were talking, he like turned his back to you guys, and he started to kind of resume cooking and food prep, but he's listening. You can tell like his ears kind of tilted your way, and then he does like that quick head snap. Looks over to Valis and Zilphanis for the "is he fucking with me or not" kind of look. Valis, how nervous are you right now in this kitchen with this guy? Is this calming? Is this more nerve wracking?
Let's find out.
Okay.
Make a wisdom saving throw. He's probably tapping his foot. He's probably kind of like jumping up and down a
gosh.
little, or not jumping, but like heels. Yeah, he's nervous. He's nervous.
The drow's nervous around the cops and the idea of cops. I get it. That's fine. Okay.
Yep.
Zilphanis, how are you doing? Just kind of like, what's Z's affect?
Big sigh. Probably just kind of standing there waiting for this to, get it over with. But he would confirm what Galen is saying.
Like just a nod kind of thing, or what?
What he's saying, it's true, unfortunately.
And he points over to Valis. You got something else to tell me. And we're gonna pan upstairs one level to Sane and Marcus. So you guys are in that first story room, pretty much right above where the rest of the party is, though they've kind of shifted to the kitchen now. Marcus, you took a few moments to fix that window. You guys brought your rope in. Window's still open. You guys are still in the room. It's a little bit back in time. What's your guys' move?
Well, it looks like they were brought into the loading day. We weren't as quiet or smooth as we were hoping, but at least help got out. We should probably go get them. Now.
Yeah, absolutely. Before they get into any more trouble.
Explosions.
Yeah, I think we're just heading downstairs unless anything else.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
Just, and I assume just carrying all your stuff all packed up still like you were. Everybody's got all their stuff. Or you
Yep.
leaving your stuff in your room, Marcus?
No, we're all packed up. I'll bring it with me.
Okay. So, yep, Sane, Marcus, you guys head downstairs. Tavern still bustling, getting kind of rowdy. You can hear a little bit of more like tension and frustration in the air. A lot of people came here expecting a show and they're not getting the show. You can kind of you can both just sense it with your experience around other people. Let's see. Oop, that's why did it copy that? Don't click on that.
What if I do not?
Click on it.
No, this right here is when you pull the old classic for roll 20 and roll like 92 investigation checks or something.
My clipboard wasn't supposed to have that. Technically, it shouldn't let you guys open it, but
Yeah, there we go.
thank you. That's a secret
old-
Google Doc. Oh, there's
And-
2 natties. All right.
2 natties.
You
Can I bank those, please? Can I bank those? Can I?
You just rolled so many times.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Well,
You're
I
welcome.
just rolled for the patrons notice how quickly they notice you guys. A 19 on the die. So they notice you guys
Yeah.
very quickly. In particular, actually, that one lady who had a room and kind of down the hall followed you, like kind of ran towards you guys behind you as you guys were entering. They're like, "Oh, you coming out to party? I thought you guys were leaving." And now everyone's just kind of looking at you guys at the base of the stairs. Do you address her? Just walk to the bar? What do you guys do?
Might be a bit of a party. It's gonna take some more persuading though. Our friend is really spooked. Worried about the fella. Might be shut in all night, but no reason that's gonna be stopping the rest of us from having a good time. Just give him a little bit. Yeah, I'm sure he'll come around. Give us some time.
She looks over to Marcus, like, "How are you looking, Marcus? Tired, excited, calm? What do we got?"
Calm but
Oh,
tired. Yeah, and he'll even just kind of nod and address to what Sane said. Just yes, it's true. Our friend is indisposed at the moment, and but you know I do appreciate all of your patience, and I don't know. I need to figure out where everyone else has got to. We do have some things that we do need to do in light of some of the information we've collected, but I do know, kind of looking around at the groups, I don't know if it'll be now, but I think I owe a few of you a round of drinks.
Her table raises their hands. It's like
Yeah, there you go.
attention's shifting towards you guys at the stairs, and bar's slowly murmuring less loudly. Still loud. Makes sense, I guess. Well, thanks for the soup and the ale. And I'll be over there. Just don't go running off. It would be a big disappointment. And she, like, slaps each of you way too hard on the back and goes over to her
Nice.
table. And they like lean in. They're like, "Oh, that's what?" You can roll perceptions if you want, but you can also tell they're probably just doing the same shit.
they're gossiping. Come on.
Yep.
Yeah.
And yeah, you can see I can't say his name. Scram Sacks. Scram Sacks. Kind of bustling
got
left
you.
and right, attending to patrons. What's your next move? People aren't being too aggressive at the moment.
Well, if we're gonna go find our companions, they're probably behind in the kitchen still. Maybe we should talk to Scrampsax quietly. See, could be a place to start. See if they turn up.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Literally, just my plan is ask if he's seen our companions recently.
Okay.
Hello there. You wouldn't happen to have seen. Weren't they upstairs? You'd have thinked, right?
So you guys come up. The bar is packed, but you can. Well, Marcus can see over the patrons. Sana, you could probably squeeze through if you want to be pushy, though that might piss someone off. But Marcus, you can see, and Sana, you can talk, and they would hear you. What do you
Yeah.
say to owner and tender Scramsax?
Sure, I just kicking things off. Just be like, "Excuse me, sir. Forgive me. I honestly I don't know if some of their drunken games are still afoot. But have you seen my companions recently? I returned to my room at one point, but I maybe they came down before me, something like that. I'm not sure."
He's like half paying attention to you. No, can't say I have. Figured the patrons would have alerted me if they had. Seems like they've taken a big interest.
True. Yes. Word of our one friend has spread. Do you mind if we post up here at the bar just at least until, they come join us? I know it's busy. I'm looking for a seat at the bar.
He gestures to the other patrons who are in your way. You're happy to convince one of them to move, but they are paying. Anything else you say to Scramshanks? Can't say his name. I'm just going to mess it up all night. Scramsacks. At the moment, or just kind of let him do his thing. Anything you guys are trying to order? Can I get you guys anything while you wait?
Sure. If nothing else, it's been a long enough night. I'll take a pair of honey meads for me and my friend.
Was just gonna ask for something sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Good choice, good choice. We have fine meat around here. You want to start a tab or pay for it now?
Oh, just pay for it now.
4 gold. Well,
4
do you want
gold.
cups or the entire bottles? And he gives you a big grin.
Oh. Yeah. Just a pint apiece, please.
Got it. 1 gold.
Sure thing. And the only thing that I'd say, just to Sane is just as I pass down the mug, just hair of the dog, I'd like you sharp if possible.
I'll savor it.
Sure.
So, not long after that, there's a familiar holler that you had heard through the window of the cook calling Scramsax's name to the back. You could probably assume what that is. Are you going to pipe up or just... He got called and he's like, fuck, okay. He's dealing with patrons right now. You can tell he's trying to wrap some stuff up and get to the back. He's actually pointing and snapping and kind of hollering at a couple patrons to come take over at the bar for a bit. Okay. And then he starts walking back towards the door to go to the kitchen. You guys gonna pipe up or let him go?
We're gonna let him go. Or at least I'm thinking so. We've sowed the seeds. We don't need to bust into the back of the kitchen right now.
Okay.
Pretend to him.
And we're paying customers.
You are paying customers now, standing there with your mead cups. So, Galen Valis, Sophanis. Little moment goes by. Scramsax comes into the back. And he came in with a hurry and then saw the 3 of you standing in there. Kind of just puts his hands on his hips, gives that scrunching what the hell? What is this? And our wonderful bartender guy, I think it's Simiko. Yep, Simiko. Well, we got these 4 breaking your window, damaging some tiles on the roof. I have no idea why they're doing it. They said their friend's gonna be murdered. And they told me the window's fixed somehow, but it was pretty broken. So, yeah. Know anything about this? Just a huge sigh.
Yeah.
I need to think how to distinctly do their voices differently. They're both boastful human males. Whatever. I'll just say who and who's talking. So, Scramsax pipes up. Do you all know how busy it is in there right now? I don't have time for this. They damaged a window. Which window? And he just points up, right above. The cheap one. They damaged the cheap one.
It didn't even look damaged to me, I'm gonna be real. I think he needs to get his eyes checked. Scrimsax. I think he's just wasting your time. You can go take a look at it yourself right now, but I don't know what his deal is.
Okay. Let's see how calm. Oh.
It's in a fist fight right there.
Sorcerer just gets one punched.
The
One Punch Cook.
Simiko like does this kind of head tilt to the right, just like you insulted his honor a bit, kind of thing. Like, but he's gonna let it go. But
Snapped at me.
Scramsax saw that, and his eyes went from concern to fuck you in particular, with his one to stay calm with all of the stress going on in his tavern right now. And he storms up to you, Galen, just right up to you, grabs you by the cuff, and he's going to try and lift you up. You can do what you want to do. You could tell me he's doing the whole like, not in my house, dad thing.
Okay.
Can I do something?
You guys can try and do whatever you want.
I would kind of like to step in close, maybe put a hand on Scramsax. That is not the name that I had written down originally, by the way.
Brave Chase.
And just say, like, he
Brave
means no harm. I do apologize for his less than tactful response. However, he is correct. The window should be fine.
So, roll me persuasion, Sylphanus. See how calm you are. He doesn't lift you off the ground. He just does the uncomfortable collar of your cold weather. Fuck. What'd you roll, Sylphanus?
I rolled a nat 1 for a total of 2.
Okay. Well,
You should go up there, like, put your arm on him, like, listen.
Can you have him by the neck?
It's very calming. It's very, very calming.
this is escalating quite well. This is great. So you like put your arm on his arm, basically, right? Kind of thing.
Yeah, just like a hand on his arm. Yeah, no.
Okay. It's up to you if you want to resist. Again, I'll just be explicit with some of you newer players to my game. This is mainly for RP and flavor. He's not trying to kill you guys at the moment or anything.
Yeah.
He's going
Ow.
to snap your arm up, grab it, and try and twist you into a lock. You can try to resist, or you can go with it. It feels like if you failed to go with it, it might hurt a lot. You know what I mean?
You know what? Fuck it. He is not any stranger to pain at this point in his life.
You can roll to resist being grappled by an arm lock if you'd like, or you can go with it. It's up to you. You can
That's
use
a strength.
acrobatics or athletics to resist a grapple attempt, and
Well, it's going to be acrobatics because
go for it.
that would
No.
be
No.
a 7.
Let me see what his mod would be. 23. So you're in an arm lock. This guy knows how to do this.
Yep.
Maybe all those scars on his arm were from doing stuff.
I'm also the bouncer and the bartender and the.
So he's got you guys held, and he's like holding back this rage right now. He'd been very calm, very jovial up until this point, and he's just like had it right now. Not even quite sure why he's had it. Valis, do you do anything, or are you just like, oh my god?
Valis is probably backing the fuck up. I don't know if there's like a wall behind him or anything like that, but he'd be up against the wall.
Okay.
Runs out the
Both
back door.
scared and probably getting to like a tipping point of anger.
So you're over there getting anger, thinking about it.
Yeah, like
Okay.
he's thinking, holy shit, he's got 2 of my friends in a fucking lock. This is not looking good. I
Yeah.
don't know if he's gonna try and kill them or not.
It's a
So
distinct possibility.
So bit of mix of anger and fear.
So Scramsax turns to Galen, and he's just gonna get real close. He's holding Zolphanus like over here. He's turning to Galen. Apologize to Simiko now.
At this point, I'm gonna roll something for Galen real quick. Sorry, it's
Go
just
for it.
Please do.
Go for it.
Galen, now.
7. Okay. Galen, he hasn't been talking this whole time, hasn't been opening his mouth, like when like the hands are going.
Yep.
And Galen will just make eye contact with him and open his mouth, and his fangs are fully out right now, just full pissed off. And if they're protruding now, there's probably blood dripping off of them right now because they just elongated in like a self-defense thing. And he's gonna like try to fucking, how about you? Fuck off and let go of my friend. And he's gonna like try to snarl under his breath. Like he's getting a little defensive right
He's
now.
getting flustery, angry.
He's trying to just intimidate him off of him and his friend.
Basically a cat is what I'm getting. Basically a cat right now. Like,
Yeah.
okay.
Sure,
Roll me an intimidation real quick.
yeah. We needed a cat, right?
Let's get you
I
some
mean-
ears in a fuzzy jacket.
Guidance, intimidate. I'm gonna, just because I feel like it might be useful, use my favor of the gods to add 2d4. Haha. So 17.
17.
I haven't used
All
that
right.
ability yet.
Okay.
Gods approve of me being a cat.
So he like didn't care about your face. He didn't care about your tone, and he saw your fucking teeth. And it isn't. He doesn't throw you. He doesn't. He just kind of like, it's a little bit of a shove back, like a get away from me, open-handed. So you probably maybe like just get set down and back up a little bit. He didn't let go of Sylphanus. He actually brings Sylphanus between you and him.
Oh God.
He rolled a natural 1 for your fangs. He's scared of your fangs. The rest of it he doesn't give a fuck about. But that's something to draw out on somebody. I like it. Man, this is...
It's just, I rolled for it. I just wanted to
That's
see what.
pretty spicy, man.
my head. Okay. Pan to the bar. Marcus, Sane, what are your passives?
It's
I've been in there a long time,
13. Yeah.
which rhymes with the number 9, which is my passive.
Marcus, you heard Galen sounding upset and like not good, kind of upset, like he's gonna hurt somebody, maybe. Back there.
Is that
Yeah.
Galen?
Sonny didn't hear
Yeah.
shit.
No, but that is a thing that Marcus will definitely, kind of mid-drink, just put it down and quickly just like tap Sane real quick and just like, Sane, with me now, if you please.
No, it's
Okay. You guys hop in the bar or going around? That's my only question.
We're going around to try to draw
we're
like
go-
less attention, but
Going
yeah, we're
around.
definitely briskly walking towards the, I don't know if they're like the flopping kitchen doors or whatever they are to the back, or if it's just an open entry or what.
It's one floppy door with, it's like a full-size door. So you're kind of trying not to bring attention to yourself. Marcus, roll me a stealth check. This is essentially timing it to where you can kind of sneak past.
Yeah, sure. Stealth. Nope. I think I'm still in. Well, at the very least, it's a 13 after modifiers. I need to turn off. I see. Like I'm not actually wearing heavy armor right now,
Okay.
so it rolled with disadvantage. But anyway, there you go. I don't know if that helps.
So 13 stealth is what you're saying.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Yes.
So yeah, you guys get to the door. Essentially, the two patrons who came to help out were both just like, "Hey, what?" kind of thing as you guys kind of slip past, but they don't stop you.
Sure.
And you guys come in to see the scene. Valis backing up into a corner, looking kind of scowly. Zolphanus being held with an arm behind their back. Galen on the other side, with his teeth out.
Guys are
And
just flipping between the two of them.
yeah, and then the cook just kind of like blade stancing towards Galen right now, and then switches like to you guys as you come in through the door. hands on hips.
Crabshanks, you found our companions. Oh,
Yeah, I realize two things are happening at once. He can absolutely open with that. But, like, if anybody's watching this, like, if anything, Marcus goes a little bit white and directly to Galen, Galen, control yourself now.
He covers his mouth and turns his back on the situation, almost facing Varric now, trying to calm himself down. But definitely, fangs aren't gone. He's trying to.
Marcus
Just embarrassed.
so bashful.
Marcus, even though the blood came from them extending, Marcus is looking at everyone's necks first and for blood anywhere. But yeah, continue.
Only blood that's apparent is just some like cut up stuff on counters. So
Yeah.
and some
Right.
blood on
Yeah.
Sane, who came in with you. Although, no, because Valis cleaned your clothes. That's right. Valis cleaned your
Yeah,
clothes
no,
during the
clothes
short
are
break. I
clean.
forgot about that.
Sane's.
You're puke free and blood free. Good job. Okay.
That's a start.
When Galen turns and like covers his mouth, Valis will walk over and kind of mimic what Galen did for him earlier, just kind of like slide in front of him in a protective way.
Okay. Gets a little body shield. Nice. Yeah, so Cook's standing at the ready.
Things got a little worked up here. What's the damage?
You go stand over there with your friend.
Of course. Gives a just brief nod to Marcus and we'll go over there. As I said.
He's still holding your arms, Ulphanus, but he's like lessening the tension a bit, if you know what I mean. Like you could break out, but you can tell he's probably going to let you go soon. It's not that like I'm going to rip your arm off grip.
Busy night. I don't think any of us have time for this. I don't know what happened back here. It looks like maybe an apology is in order. Again, what is the damage? How?
Your friends know about those?
About what?
Talk later.
Okay.
Take that as a no.
If you would kindly let go of my arm, maybe we could be resolving this.
He like lets go with a gentle push forward towards your friends. Marcus, do you go and join them as well in kind of the area of the kitchen?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And two the dear friends know about those. I know nobody else like piped up and stuff, but Marcus is like, yes, my friend has a condition, but I promise everything's under control.
Roll me a persuasion check.
That's fine. Yeah.
Roll better than me, please.
For a whopping
Beautiful.
20 after mods.
Damn.
He looks you up and down, Marcus, and your kind of calm demeanor does calm Scramsax quite a bit.
If it's worth anything from a roleplay value, if I have any kind of church paraphernalia on me, even just like my own prayer book, it's like, it's under control.
Let's see if he recognizes that.
Holding a
In the
crucifix.
background.
Don't see too much of those up here.
Thank you for your patience and understanding. As my friend Sane was saying, if there's been any kind of trouble, please let us know. We're here for you. I know it's a busy evening for you. I'm happy to settle up after the evening calms down. We can just get out of your way.
What's
Or
this I
help
hear
if you
about
need another hand.
broken windows?
Broken. Oh, yes, yes. Yes, that's my room, the cheap room. Yes. I assumed it had something to do with more of their drunken games, but I've tended to it personally. You and I can go over my handiwork. I will happily make it up to you.
Drunken games broke the window. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. He's getting this like, no look from the cook, because the cook knows better, but
Yeah.
gives a shrug. They were upset about apparently their friend's gonna be killed or something, frozen. And Scram Sax just does this like, oh my god, rolls his eyes, sigh. Were you guys trying to sneak out through that tiny window?
Absolutely not.
Was deceptively much smaller than anticipated.
With his mouth covered from facing the opposite direction. Yes.
Think history will tell. Desperate men that are frightened do stupid things. And,
So
well,
your friend, they think they were calling Helg, right? Is he still up in one of those rooms?
No.
No. Okay.
Just a head shake from Valis.
So you got him out of the window. That's probably why it's broken.
sorry.
Damn.
Sorry, brother. A little
Calling him
chuckle. little chuckle.
How about this? Yes, Marcus. We'll settle up later. I'm gonna have someone take a look. We'll see what the damage is. Do you want to wait in here or in the bar?
In here.
Look, we've caused enough commotion. People know our faces. If it's all the same to you, I'm happy to wait here. And again, for the sake of the peace of the rest of your evening, when our business is concluded, we'll leave out the back.
Any other opinions pipe up?
Valis
Sounds
says
good to
nothing,
me.
just shakes his head, or nods his head.
Let me go assess the damages. I'll be right back. And he just gives his buddy a pat on the shoulder, the cook, and goes out to see what the hell's going on out there.
Ending has been the backbone of this campaign.
Yes. He just goes upstairs like, shh.
The nicest room, you burned it down. Oh.
That'll be the 800 gold. That simulator. Let's go.
So Valis, go ahead and roll me 2d4. Actually, let me check one thing first.
Uh-oh.
Mild concern.
Uh-oh.
2d6.
2d6. Okay.
Yeah.
6.
Okay. That is for, well, you'll find out. Cool.
Oh no.
The cook, Simiko, resumes cutting and chopping things, but is like keeping an eye on you guys, especially on Galen. Can tell he's pretty tense. Anything you guys want to talk about as a group or do while Scramsax is up checking on things?
Marcus,
Yeah, I mean, boy, can we step to some side
Can I-
without? Yeah, like
Marcus, I was fine. He was gonna hurt me, and I was fine. And then he grabbed one of our friends, and I didn't think it would. I've been doing so good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he'll do that kind of like, hand on your shoulder, like, just like, it's all right. It's all right. I trust you. I trust you. It seems no damage has been done, and more on this soon, like we'll talk. We'll talk. But I'm glad for now everyone's all right, and
Thank you
we'll move
For-
forward.
coming in when you did. Wipe away. Back around.
Okay.
What's the cook's name?
Also, Scrimshacks.
Oh, no.
Scrimshacks 2.
His name is Scrimshax as well.
Simico.
Maybe I could help him cook or something. He seems pretty frazzled.
Don't
I
talk.
think he doesn't want anything to do with us.
Yes.
You don't know that for
But you
sure.
should try though.
No, you should not try. We've been in here the last few minutes. Don't talk to him. Just leave them alone.
What's the worst that guy? You just
Yeah,
say
that's
no,
what I was gonna
right?
say.
The man has a cleaver.
2 actually. He's going to town.
Yeah. I know my way around at night. It's busy in here. The least we could do is help.
Do what you will. I won't stop you.
Alright.
Alice, that seems helpful, right? I mean, Varric, dear.
No.
It's silent.
That's all you get from Valis is no.
Varric, thank you. By the way,
Valis will just probably grab your forearm and give it a little squeeze.
not knowing if it's a weird, he'll grab your other forearm and also squeeze. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
We're here.
we've been here. Thank you.
I do
No
suppose
release.
we'll have a chat about that later. Possibly.
What? But what?
At the same time, you tell us how you keep zipping around everywhere.
Big chat.
What even is that?
Anybody know where Helg is?
No.
Oh, he'll probably find us. He's a capable sword. Sylvie knows.
What if the thing found him while we're?
We'll find him dead.
That's a worst
No.
case scenario. Let's look at the Brett.
There is no bright side. The sun doesn't come up in here. It's place is
Be the
not what I
sun you
was
want to see in
expecting.
the world.
Yeah.
You probably see Valis shudder whenever you bring up Helg and how he's nowhere to be found.
Task failed successfully.
And now he's getting antsy again.
He's probably safe. The last time we saw him, he was outside, completely hidden, covered in snow, and
Eric, think about it like this. He did such a good job that he slipped one past you. You over-scrutinize everything. He'll be fine for a while longer. If you got a one-up on whatever was watching us, we'll see him again. It'll be fine. Give you a little squeeze.
that's right. If we were able to find out what was looking, I imagine how stupid that thing must be. Yeah.
For they're watching him again. The how stuffy he is, it wouldn't matter.
Your dwarves are pretty resilient. Yeah.
You probably see Valis kind of spinning on his heel, looking at any or exits to this room there are.
Yeah, there's the door to the tavern, and there's the door to the loading dock room kind of thing, the loading bay room.
Okay.
Either door are locked or even have handles.
They're just the push open and swing.
Yep.
Make a break for it.
Give it a little bit of time.
I did not
Gotta get this settled. We'll head out, get our answers, we'll find our companion. It'll work out.
Yeah.
And then maybe we can find a cat.
Might be able to do that. I just need some money.
How much?
GM,
What are you trying to buy?
find familiar.
The spell.
First level spell. Yes.
Well, you'll have to find someone who knows it or has a spell scroll for it, and then haggle with them.
Hope all those kobolds are familiars. It's just a 9th level find familiar spell. There's like 20 of them.
Oh.
I think that guy asked for a quote of a down payment plus or minus for the actual cost of like 25 gold for a first level spell, if I recall. I think that's what I
It's
told
not
you.
bad.
Something like that.
At least 25. And
Ow.
that's just for a singular scroll.
Easy enough. I'll get it to you. You can't put a price on fortune.
You don't see it, but there's like a slight grin and slight chuckle whenever you bring up fortune.
So, a bit of time goes by. Scramshax comes back in. No broken windows. Actually looks cleaner and nicer than earlier. Though the nice suite upstairs is damaged.
What happened to?
Looks like someone blasted it with something. There's frost.
How much for the damage?
Well, you hit the mirror, which is not cheap. Little damage to the ceiling and the wall there. The rest of it would buff out, but like I don't know exactly how much. If I had to guess,
Chad's
anywhere
market.
from 5 to 10 gold.
I'd be happy to settle it up, but having seen my handiwork on the window, would you be willing to let me take a pass at the room
He's
or
like,
the suite?
he's kind of fidgeting a bit, thinking about it. I might do that. I'm gonna need a minute to think. No. I did some asking around out there. You were right. No, you were right. It turns out a lot of these folks are here, as I had suspected, to kind of see your friend before he goes away. Speaking of, where is that dwarf? I see all of you. You said he's not in the room. Do you know where he is?
Probably dead by now. I mean, outside.
What? We've been trying to keep this a little quiet. The people here haven't given us anything in terms of what we should be looking out for. He's scared. Secrecy is usually a boon if somebody's coming after you and no one seems openly concerned about it.
I mean, death's common up here. I take it you asked around and they weren't willing to give you anything?
A lot of frost, rime, people end up dead. That's about it so far.
Well, here's the deal. If your handiwork, Marcus, is as good as using that window, which I'll be there to watch myself. I'll be willing to accept that under the condition that all of you are the ones who tell all of them that the dwarf has left the building.
Can do.
They're not going to be very pleased. A lot of them came out tonight just to give them a farewell.
Well, I'm sure.
Any
Actually,
problems with
really-
that?
It's kind of sweet.
If anything, I thank you for your generous offer. You know, we're new to this area. I realize I haven't had a chance to establish much rapport with you yet, but yes, thank you. That's quite kind. I'll do my best. Please give me notes, give me feedback. Happy to fix whatever.
The other thing I haven't quite wrapped my head around is whether or how I feel about this disturbance. I should be out dealing with patrons. You've interrupted my cook, who should have been cooking. We've had to give a couple discounts. Now, I'll think about that while you're doing your work. I can trust you to pay if there's anything that we ask for, right? Look at you, Marcus.
Of course, yes. I am, you know, a man of the word and a man of the cloth for what it's worth up here. But if it makes you feel more comfortable to have something a little bit more tangible, and I'll procure my gem, feel free to keep this as, you know, a security deposit of sorts.
Valis will step up and try and stop you from giving him the gem
Interesting. Okay.
Okay.
and produce his gem.
Aw, buddy.
So, yeah, he reaches his long arm out to grab this gem from Marcus, but is intercepted by another gem. And he just gives you this look like, what the fuck?
Valis just
no.
looks at Marcus and just
Sure. No, that's perfect. And actually, Marcus will, you know, like again, like, no, a show of good faith again. Like, my friend here is vouching for me with his actions, and if it's worth anything, a brief history of how I came into possession of this gem. There are local dwarves in this area, a mining company. They gave me this after I healed some of their, miners. Again, free of charge, as I talked to you about earlier in the evening. It's all about good faith and goodwill for me.
I remember those dwarves. Okay. Sorry about that. And he holds his hand open for you guys to kind of sort out which gem he's going to receive. Not a bad idea for collateral. Sounds like Valis's gem. Okay.
Valis just places the gem in his hand.
Well, Marcus, I guess let me know when you're done, and I'll come inspect it. I'm gonna get to the patrons. You guys think about how you're going to break the news to them. And with that, let's take a break, because I have stuff going on in my house.
I hear that.
Indeed.
So yeah, 10 or 15 minute break, and we'll be back.
See you back on the 30 mark, because that's so
Yee.
clean.
Well, this is going swimmingly.
Isn't it?
Yeah, there's a reason why Valis gave his gem, gave it up. He
I
feels
was actually thinking
responsible.
the exact same thing, but you got to it before I did, so.
Yep. He felt responsible. I mean, he was responsible. So.
I mean, all of us kind of. Sans Galen and Marcus.
Well, for the mirror and the ice everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Like he was just gonna straight up give what's his face the gem whenever he was like, yeah, pay for the repairs and all that. He was just gonna straight up give it to him.
My plan is to let Sane handle this. The speaking to the people and telling them that Helga's not here. I wager they will handle it a lot better than the rest of us.
Oh yeah, I mean Sane is the talker, so.
Yes. And the one and only time I have tried to tonight, it got me into an arm lock. So
And that
not
probably
super.
did not feel very pleasant.
No, it brought flashbacks from the family. This feels familiar.
Bring that up to Gats. Does
Yes,
Sylvanas
a
get
real quick
PTSD
flashback.
flashbacks?
To just falling off a tower. Can you just have that split second of like,
Mhm.
huh?
Wait a minute, I don't remember that.
Also, that's where this scar came from.
I might wrist clicks now.
It would make sense. I never used to do that before. Every time I draw my bow back, it makes this funny crunching sound.
Bunga
Terrible.
bunga.
Just whoop, crack. Ah.
I have just decided that Z does have paper joints after that whole like he is
Which-
the Steph Curry in this game. He just has joints of paper.
All I heard was Steph Curry.
Steph Curry's awesome. In the last iteration of Boda, Zilphanas managed to completely wreck his shoulder and wrist by falling off of a tower.
Oh.
Yeah, and that's
I'll
one of the
do it.
things that he doesn't remember. So it's now a running gag that every time he gets in a position where he might break something, it like brings flashbacks of whatever it was that happened, and he has no idea.
Funny. I feel bad using the fangs,
Oh,
but
don't.
also,
Mm-mm.
I like that
Mm-mm,
he
that
was
was
a
dope.
self-defense of friends instead of himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he hasn't had friends in a while. At least not friends that were vulnerable like that. Marcus is a big daddy.
I mean, would that have been vulnerable for Z? I don't know. Probably could
sounded
have
like it
done
was.
more about it if I wanted to, but I didn't.
I wasn't even completely sure. That's why I rolled.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yep.
When down,
Yep.
Yeah.
That's very much how Valis's attitude is if you hurt my friends, I turn you into paste.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I was like, yeah, no, your friend needs to get his fucking eyes checked, and then he just fucking hurts. Oh, that was funny.
Mm. Scramshanks did not like that.
No, we are gonna get kicked out of the tavern by the end of this.
100%.
Oh yeah.
But also, we spent too much time in the first place.
Yeah, right.
We'll just go to the other tavern from now on.
I think we should just go to Black Iron Blades for drinks.
Yeah.
I mean, I need
Sure.
to go there anyway, so.
Need to get our discount.
Yes. Well, I have something specific that I'll be asking for, so.
Mm.
Gats knows.
The knives that you want to add to each end of your bow so that we can use it for a melee weapon as well and break it again.
Use it as a impromptu quarterstaff.
Mm-hmm. Snap
Like-
it again. My
Like
god.
a fucking spear.
Whew.
Yeah. Okay, so we. So we just tell the people, hey, yeah, he fucking left.
My modus operandi was to let Sane handle it, since I believe they have the highest persuasion out of everybody, and usually can talk their way out of things like this, or talk it better than the rest of us. I mean, I'm not feeling too confident after my natural one.
I
If
think
anybody can, Alu can.
Yeah.
What I meant. Wait, what's up?
Oh, we're
Gotta come
just
back to
You
What is-
will folks
how we're
first.
Which
gonna tell
wagon?
them that he's gone. Number 2.
Oh, I'll take care of it.
Indeed, that's what I thought you'd say.
My approach could probably be, our friend's always been jumpy. Um, without a lot of information, like, yeah, he bailed. He fled the scene. He's gone. He's no longer in the building, or at least if he is, we don't know where he is. Sorry, folks. If you came to send him off, guess tonight's not the night. We'll see if he's around tomorrow, right?
The king has left the building.
But
he's just fucking dead.
unfortunately, I don't know if he'll be here. In fact, we still don't really know anything. So, have a good night, everyone. Fuck you. No.
And just start stabbing people.
What you know?
Oh, what do
Something.
you know?
Not all. Part of me is still thinking about putting a round of drinks on Sane's tab just to break the tension. Like,
Do it.
because he's not here doesn't mean we can't drink to his honor. He's a good man. Jumpy as hell, but he's a good dwarf. And I'm totally gonna help that cook out.
No one's stopping you.
Uh-huh.
We believe in you.
We'll
To
see.
get butcher apprenticeship.
You see, here's the thing. The main thing is, can Sane reach the counter? just down
you
there,
just-
like...
You just hear.
Oh, goodness. I mean, it's always all about that. Also, it's super busy. We're running behind. If only we had extra hands to help.
Sane appears with an apron and 2 knives.
Mm-hmm.
Sane has 2 knives. And she probably has an apron now, I think about it. Wasn't his to start, but it is now.
Sane just starts an apprenticeship just to get the knives.
I mean, that's like classic. You're looking for work, you go to the tavern, you know? Especially on a bustling night like this. Least we could do is help out around the tavern. We're capable, folks. Just got off on the wrong foot.
Well, it's not really helping if you get in more in the way than you actually hope.
How would Sonic get in the way, though?
I mean, you might not.
How would Sophie get in the way?
Let me think about this for just a second.
I'm sorry. I don't have steady arms or steady legs. I couldn't bring
No.
food to customers. You couldn't count on me for this stuff. I can, however, bring them through the most hostile of environments. Through assassins, inclement weather, and all kinds of things safely. Can get them through to the other side.
They're very
But I
different things.
But I
okay?
will not bring them their porridge. Fine.
Okay,
Got flex it.
I'm back.
And the inevitable bar fight that starts when we tell them that our friend is gone. We've got 2 resident clerics.
Yes, 2 clerics.
Making it the big bucks.
Yes.
Valis can
Yes.
record it. Record it and sell it to the bards.
Just draws a picture of it in his book.
The only cleric here is Charlotte's character. Everybody knows. They're a therapist.
God
Yep.
damn it.
For the last time, Val is not there.
Oh, you're fine, no puppies. Come here.
We'll bring Val back at some point.
I honestly, I was high-key thinking about asking you if you'd be cool with it if she was my backup. No, another backup for Z. It's like, I kind of want to play her again.
She's fun. It's definitely possible.
I don't
Everybody
so far.
ready to resume?
Ready it up.
Where is it? There it is. Nope. There it is. I'm gone.
You're phasing into existence.
I have vanished.
What happened to Varric, dear? What'd you do with him?
Ninja, vanish.
I'm not Varric.
Ugh. Next character I do is Way of Shadow Monk.
Way of Shadow Monk.
You can just teleport indefinitely because everything's just shadowed around these parts. All
Yes.
shadows.
Anybody else need a minute? Are we good We're good. We're good? Okay.
Solid.
All right.
I'm
Turned
ready.
the veil off. We are back in the game. You guys are in the kitchen with Simiko, who is trying to cook while also keeping an eye on you. Basically, exactly how he looks like in the picture right now. If you zoom in on that, just don't trust these guys at all.
Scoots a little closer.
And
Scoots a little closer.
Marcus, you have the task at some point to try and fix the suite. And you all have the task of letting the patrons know that Helg is gone.
Yep.
Sana, you were scooting?
So, Simiko, what you making there?
Gives you this, like, grumble voice.
Oh, come now. I'm a bit of a connoisseur myself. I've always been curious about the meat. I haven't been able to partake, but you've been the one cooking all night. I rather enjoy your work. What are you making?
There's a little grumble. Well, broiling some trout. Doing some lamb chops. Oh no.
No!
Joe's camera broke.
Son of a bitch. My internet went out.
Cool.
I have to hold it like way back here, I guess.
Hey, if it works.
Do you want... Are you cool with us playing and I can roll for you?
Sure.
Okay.
Right.
Any
Good
way to
job.
prop your phone up so your arm doesn't fall off?
It'll be fine. It'll be just a flesh wound.
The thing specifically for this.
I totally
Hey.
jinxed this. Because I just said that we've had no tech issues to my wife during the break.
That's really funny, actually.
I don't believe in jinxes until they happen. All right. Joe,
Don't start
you're,
a thing until they are.
you're small, but that works. That works. Let me just raise you up slightly.
Okay. It'll probably like auto put me back into the desktop version.
Okay.
Whenever my internet comes back.
Okay.
No. Broiling some trout. You know,
Broiling
the
some
caravan
trout.
came in.
And
The caravan just came in. Salt, spices. What are you adding to it? And
I mean, salt and pepper on the trout. Gonna he's like half trusting you, half talking. You're definitely getting something from him. These lambs, they're already been basted. Some honey
good choice.
and gone.
Slips out the back.
Well, back on break for a second. Maybe. Oh, looks
All
like
right,
their
guys, he's
internet.
coming back.
Their
Tell
real
me
internet
about
came
your
back.
lamb basting. need
Face
to know.
Joe's internet ghost does not care about your connoisseur questions. Okay,
I apologize, people of internets,
there we go.
and to GM for having to deal with this bullshit.
Tis back. Very, very rarely happens. But yeah, I'll just say he describes some spices besides the honey that he threw in there. So, you said you liked my cooking. What all of you had?
This is the most forlorn look. My companions here like to live a little frugally when we can. I've only had the salmon bread bowls. Pretty ingenious, putting the food inside of the bowl itself. Never would have thought about that. I've a lot more culinary experience myself. You looked pretty busy. Can I help you? It's the least I could do for how much trouble we've caused. Be a lot easier to keep an eye on me.
Roll a persuasion check just for how not shady you're coming off right now.
So
As-
genuine.
As I think all of your party members are staring daggers at you, but
I was like, fuck off! I'm trying to help. I rolled a 9. Correction, I rolled a 2, I got a 9. Sane is innately very persuasive, but the back of his cloak is probably catching fire with all the staring. His points.
what are you good at? What do you do in the kitchen?
Pretty nimble myself. Usually cutting, prepping, chopping herbs, vegetables, getting them ready for stews. Hard to mess those kinds of things up. I know my way around the knife. In the kitchen. Got fumbles. He's suddenly self-conscious.
Got it.
He's choking the interview.
Fuck.
See what you can do with some of those fish in the barrel.
All right. Yeah. What we? How do you want him prepped?
Show me what you can do.
All right. Sane has been everywhere, so would probably go through the process of taking the head off, gutting it, probably working on cutting it down the center, removing the bones. I don't know much about fish, but what would you like me to roll? He'd basically be trying to get them meats,
Yeah.
fish things,
I mean that's not a
little
bad
fillets.
process you just described. But yeah, he's got a barrel of live fish swimming around in it. They're not knucklehead.
Something about not stressing the fish out before you kill them. Like serenade it a little bit. I don't know. Persuade the fish that it's going to a better place.
Okay. So yeah, I guess roll me an animal handling for calming your fish, and
Gonna be so bad. Wow, 14.
and
Ask me to help you with that one.
you don't have like cooking tools or anything like that.
Alas, he does not. He's got knives. He's got sleight of hand. He's got
Yeah,
acrobatics.
let's do a combo roll. You can either do sleight of hand or your dagger attack, and then mix that with survival for your cooking prowess.
What about? Nah, that doesn't make any sense. All right, so I mean, dagger makes sense here. That's what he's using to
Yep.
prep it.
Go for it.
So he'll be using his dagger. It's an 18.
Nice.
And then for the survival side of things, it's going to be a 14.
Well done.
With a -1 mod. Again,
Okay.
he's really going against instinct here. He's not innately good at it, but damn it, does he try?
So yeah, you start like cooing to the fish in the barrel, and there's like, interestingly, like there's some breadcrumbs just to the side of the fish barrel.
Nice.
So I'm just gonna say you like put 2 and 2 together and like feed some of the fish, and then like just take one up, fucking cut its head off, and start flaying the fish. Gut it, take its guts out, try and debone it, things like that. You actually do a decent job. It gives you that kind of like nod. Keep doing that. And then gives a little stink eye to the rest of you guys at the moment. Anything you guys are doing next? What's the plan? Sane ignored all of your advice and went for the cooking help, but see a hand raised. What's up?
Yeah. I will give a big sigh and kind of make my way over to, and he's right. Least we can do is help in some regard. Is there something I might be able to contribute?
You know how to cook?
Possibly. Maybe.
Inspiring confidence.
I say that because he has been on his own for a long time, so maybe he does.
What have you cooked?
Is he asking? Are you asking?
Yeah, he's literally asking Zilphanas, what have you cooked?
Wild meats from time to time, herbs, wild foraging, things of that nature. I live in the woods by myself most of the time, so.
He's going to pause what he's doing, and he's going to give you a really big look up and down, like really trying to assess you real quick with an insight. Go in the back. He points to where the loading dock is. There's some lambs there, hanging. Get them cut up.
Do my best. And I will head off in that direction and begin cutting lambs.
Okay.
So he's gonna just
Survival.
give a shitty grin.
And if you want a melee attack of some sort,
I mean, I technically I do have a short sword.
you can swing with your sword.
Ooh. That would be
Gnarly, you're just back there with a short sword.
15, because it's not a bow.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
bad. And then
15.
survival.
14.
Not bad.
Also,
So, yeah. You grab a lamb and bring it into the kind of cooking area. Unless you want to try and cut it up back there with no table, you can do that too. It's probably what you're used to.
I was going to say, he probably would do what he's used to doing, which is no table.
Yeah, so you just kind of cut up some lambs in the back. Cool. Anyone else joining the cook-off?
I mean, Marcus, should we fix the room that needed fixing? That's something that still needs to be done, right?
It is, yes, but that might take a little bit longer than I'm willing to spend at this moment. I am concerned for our friend who is out in the cold somewhere.
I was just thinking I was thinking we might want to just like get everything done here so we can go out and find him together.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, we can tend to those things
Whatever's-
quickly, and I also, if Sane's busy cooking at the moment, I'm happy to address some of the, people in the main sort of bar area. Sane, do you think you'll be cooking for a while, or what do you think?
Gives new buddy here, Simiko a look. Like, am I doing all right? You want my help for a bit?
You're not hurting anything yet.
I'll be here. And Theric, dear, wouldn't you you might be of use. You got those magical flames. Think you could cook some things up?
I suppose I could. I don't know how.
A dash of the Arcana.
Would it taste different? I don't think we've tried it. and he gives
Give it that
the cook.
gasoline taste.
Yeah, exactly. He gives the cook like a look, like he still hasn't taken off any of his wrapping, so he's
Yeah.
just like a bundle of. Yeah, just
My friend and companion here's a little shy, but if you've got open flames, no one can hold an open flame at a steady, even temperature like that of a trained wizard. I can't necessarily speak to his expertise in the kitchen, but another helping hands, some tasks.
Cleaning his teeth out a little bit. Try cooking that lamb shank. We'll start with that.
Gives you the old "I believe in you" look.
So what is the lamb shank like over? Like is it over like a mesh or something, or is it on a stone table?
It's sitting on a cutting board right now. There's an oven and kind of a grill set up. I mean, you could just bring it over to that. Do whatever you want.
So you just
Do you just want me to blast it, or do you want me to set up a fire?
Give Sonny this look. Sear both sides, and then cook it. Don't burn it.
You see that implement there? Here's what you want to do. I'll walk you through the process. My hands are busy. I can talk you through it. So, get the fire going in. Maybe use that pan over there, right? You want to get that nice and hot. If you're going to be searing it, do it. Do it till the water dances. Oh goodness.
Okay.
Then, so you've seared it for a bit on both sides. Flip it over. Use that knife. Cut in to be a little bloody, not too bloody. It'll be good. It'll be good. You got it.
He will follow Sane's instructions
You got it.
Cool.
to the best of his arcane ability.
Alrighty.
No.
So for you, Valis, thinking a history check and either an arcana or like firebolt. I think it's probably similar. 'Cause that's what you're kind of doing,
Yeah.
right? Or like one of your spells. But yeah, just do arcana and history. You're just following instructions to the letter right now.
Okay, here is the history, and here is the arcana.
Yeah.
Okay, 13 history, 14 arcana.
Good enough. Yeah, you guys are above average cooking back here, all of you. It's pretty cool.
Woo!
Yeah.
And he gives like a wary nod, and you guys keep helping. So Marcus and Galen, you guys are heading up to the room. It sounds like.
I'm open to it if Marcus is.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd say with the goal of going up to the suite to do those repairs, if the patrons have anything to say to us, we can address it. But if they don't, our goal is to go upstairs.
Okay. So yeah, you come out to like a somewhat quelled crowd. They're all kind of minding their business for the most part. You can assume probably Scramsax calmed them down a bit with their like probably like, what the fuck was that? Why did people run back there? There are some definitely like hopeful looks like, oh, they're right there. Oh, and they're not like harassing you, but they're hopeful, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, sure thing. In that case, I will, clear my throat and just address the, at least the table that I know that I was talking to, but kind of openly just speaking to the inn at large. Just be like, to any of my, fellow patrons who may have been expecting a visit from Helg, may I have a moment of your time, please?
There's some like slowly dying down, and there's a few people just like, "Hey, shut up!" You know, just like, listen to him talk. Stop it. It's not silent, but you can be heard by who wants to hear you probably if you speak up.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I just, literally clap my hands together, just... I am afraid I do have some bad news. It would seem that our friend, who is already skittish at the best of times, has taken the news of his imminent demise rather poorly, and fled the establishment. I'm sorry, he won't be joining us tonight, and in fact, my companions and I will probably need to track him down now at some point, because we don't actually know where he ran off to. So, our hopes and prayers go with him, and hopefully he has not yet succumbed to his ill-begotten fate, but there you have it.
So you had a lot of their attention, those who did care. There's definitely some like groans as soon as you mentioned that he's gone, like, "Oh, come on," and a few of the folks nearby, especially that one table with the lady at it who was being kind of rude.
Old stealing, ale drinking son of a...
Yep. You want some help finding him? More hands, more eyes.
True, it's true. Thank you for your kind offer. I may indeed take you up on that in just a few moments, should you still be around. I do owe the innkeeper a small favor, but yes, I believe my companions and I will be setting out in not too long to try to track him down, and it would be nice to have somebody who knows at least the surrounding town amongst us.
And there's just some of the groups are kind of murmuring, like, "Oh, we should, well, don't run off. We'll help."
Well, thank you. Yes, we very much appreciate it. And I appreciate everyone's offer. I don't want to scare him more. I fear that already, I pray we haven't run him to his death by, scaring him away from this fine establishment. But yes, of course. And thank you all. I must go tend to the debt that I owe. But I'll be down in hopefully no more than 10 minutes.
And yeah, there's people like turning back to their stuff. The lady does kind of turn back to you. "It's too bad you guys didn't learn that running doesn't really help. But, all right."
I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's interesting insight. I'd love to hear more. You're welcome to accompany me to the suite. I'm going up to the suite to, work on a few odds and ends, and
Oh, sure.
I'll take the company. Sure.
I know exactly where the bath suite is. And she boasts, like, "Yeah, I've been in the bath suite," and gets up to accompany Marcus and Galen up to the room.
Cool.
Yeah, it doesn't take you long to get up there. You guys left the door unlocked. You left the key in the room on one of the tables as well. Sophanis did that, if I recall. But yeah, Marcus, Galen, and Lady, you're all up to the room. And yep, there's damage across the ceiling, damage across the mirror in the wall.
I'm getting straight to work. Unless Galen wants to take point on this, my only question is just literally following up on the last thing she said. Just be like, "So, you say running is pointless. Have there been others that have tried to escape their fate? It sounded so definitive, what the people in the bar were saying."
Oh yeah. There have been plenty of folks tried to run away. Folks have been trying to hide, try to get paid protection. They all met the same fate.
The protection ones, did they get protection, or did people just say no?
Oh, I mean, there was this one lady. She hired a whole, like, 6 guards, I think. They were walking around in the streets, trying to stay out in public places. I don't have all the details, but I know she ended up froze too.
You know what happened to the people who she paid?
Depends on who you ask. Some say all the guards got frozen as well. Some say it happened right in front of them, right under their noses. They didn't even know what happened. I wasn't there, of course. But I heard about it.
Fun.
To that end, I know that we've encountered this now in 2 cities. Has this plagued all 10 of the towns?
I mean, I don't keep my ears to the ground for all the 10 towns, but all the ones I visit sure have. At least as far as I know.
And nobody's done anything about it, right? It's more of just accepted it. It's like inevitable once it starts.
It's been going on for months and months. I'm sure there's some folk who've been trying to catch the killer or whatever's going on. Lots of people tried to investigate it, but I don't think anybody's found him or stopped it, obviously.
Mm.
And she's like getting comfortable on the couch. It's like, yeah, oh, this room's sweet. But yeah, there's lots to be known. Different things about what's been going on with these whole signs and people getting killed. And I do owe you guys a bit. Is there anything else I can tell you? Anything you want to ask me before I feel like my favors run out?
Sure. No, of course. Something that I noticed was the murder we encountered in a previous town. Most of the ones that we've heard of thus far from the people down, excuse me, in the inn have been, they died quite suddenly and covered in frost and rime and stuff like that. I know the one that we heard of in the town before we came here, there was much more kind of sacrificial element to it, entrails arranged, around the body, things like that. Have these kinds of hallmarks been common, or is it more just maybe that was an outlier and the frost is the main theme?
Her eyes are kind of like bugging out. Like, I hadn't heard about that at all. I thought I was in the know. Just know that people getting froze to death and left like that. Where'd you hear that from? Oh, wait, you said you were there?
We were in the town, Targos.
Yeah, it was talk of the town for a while. It happened down in the docks. We kind of assumed it was kind of a more local thing, like between rivaling fisher companies, something like that. We didn't take too much stock by it. Obviously, as a man of the cloth, anytime any kind of ritual or sacrifice is, brought up, it piques my interest, but I hadn't related the two.
I hadn't heard of that at all, but I guess no, I had heard something else. I didn't know it was the same thing. Someone said that they were maybe like folks getting transformed, like frozen halfway, like maybe they were shifting or something. I'm gonna let's see. She's laying back, like looking up at the ceiling. Just go ahead and roll me insights. I'm just gonna say to do that.
Yeah.
That one.
Okay. Nice. Galen's with the 1 insight.
You've come to her all along.
Marcus.
Dirty 20 before or after modifiers.
Marcus with the dirty 20. Okay, so Galen, you're like picturing this now. Like it's like the memory, a description of that kind of like fish-shaped corpse. It's like, oh wait, maybe that was totally probably what was going on. Holy shit. And Marcus, you can tell she's got that kind of gossipy tone going on right now. Like, it's definitely, I heard somebody say it was like this. So may or may not be true. Sounds like more of a gossipy theory to you.
Okay.
To your ears.
Sure. No, absolutely. Yeah. No, yeah. Sorry, just looking at the notes. Yeah, I guess the last kind of thing that I would have to ask is just kind of like, so, have you people were taking bets, right? And you seem pretty up to speed with that. About how long would you say is the average for once these posters appear? How long it takes for the person to actually meet their fate?
Kind of thrumming her fingers on her chin. I mean, I ain't heard of anybody living longer than a week. Maybe a 10-day at most. Although, there's some of them killings, you can't be sure if it was actually them or not. But as far as the ones where everybody saw the signs, ones I heard about, a few days, several days.
Yeah.
Sometimes
But there,
real quick.
Did you ever hear of like witnesses of the killings, or does it happen in seclusion?
Oh, yeah. I mean, let me see here. I'm trying to remember all the stories. I mean, there was some where, I mean, they were killed out in broad daylight or twilight. One was found on the front porch, just frozen solid. I remember there was another one. They were froze right in the middle of a tavern, busy one too. One's under the watchful eyes of guards. Those private guards I talked about before. It's not always seclusion, although there have been quite a few frozen in their homes.
Yeah, if you know the name of that, the name of that tavern or that guard group, if they act as a mercenary company, we'd love that. But other than that, yeah, just keep patching up.
Yeah. I don't have any of those details, sorry. I didn't matter too much. I mean, I'm not hunting down the killer. I don't really feel like getting frozen myself. Especially if that rumor about all 6 guards getting frozen is true. But, I mean, I know there's somebody around who's been hunting them. She just kind of shrugs.
No name, though, for that person? Or
I'm trying to remember it, but I rolled a natural 1 for history.
Totally okay, no worries.
She's just like, But yeah, I don't know everything about it, just what I've heard. Seen a couple of the bodies frozen afterwards, nothing spectacular. But yeah. And
Well, if nothing else, I'll say to Galen, there's a chance that if somebody has been tracking the murders, those posters were up in town. People knew about them. If this is the most recent victim and they have a tight turnaround time of less than a week, that person very well might be showing up here before too long if they've been tracking this case well enough. So with any luck, we just might need to hang on to this poster and show it in front of the right people, and they might find us.
Right. And maybe if it's a well-known thing, maybe it's a more official thing. Maybe guards or magisters or whatnot might know.
And
yeah, worth asking.
Marcus, roll me Arcana real quick, just for how efficiently you're mending all this.
Yeah,
damage.
absolutely.
Oh, can I be guiding him as my helping?
That's totally fine.
Just the extra d4. I don't know mending. I'm just helping his mending.
Yeah, so with the guidance, it would be 14.
Not bad. You guys are rolling like really above average since the drama has subsided. So, yeah, you it's not the most efficient. There's a couple like, oh, that was more damage than I thought. Again, you're trying to fix a metal. It's like a steel mirror, which is kind of a pain. But you do it bit by bit, and you're at the point where there's still some kind of like damp and frosty hue here and there, but the real damage to the wood and the metal is fixed via your mending. Not a magical mirror or anything, thank goodness.
Sure. Well, yeah. Then in that case, I thank the lady again for her time, and I don't know if I actually caught your name, but I'm Marcus. This is my companion Galen, and we need to go meet up with our companions. But again, you're welcome with us anytime as far as I'm concerned, but I don't speak for our whole group.
That's really polite. Much nicer than the little one was. You can call me Aline.
Nice to meet you, Aline.
Eileen.
And thank you again.
please.
What did I say?
Aline.
Oh no. Anyway, Aline. Thank you, and the information's really useful.
I have a quick question. Zophanis, you left the key there. Did you tell anyone you left the key there? Like, did you make word of it or note of it? Or did you just kind of set it on the way out?
Probably not. I mean, he wouldn't like put it in a place that was like completely missable. It would have been in a place like
You put it in an obvious spot, for sure.
Yeah.
You said, like, whatever table's closest to the door. That's right in
Yes.
the open. I'm just wondering, I'm trying to remember if you, like, said, hey, guys, I'm leaving the key in here, kind of thing.
no, I did
Okay.
not.
Okay. Cool. Got it. And then,
Why would Z
yeah.
tell anyone anything?
What's that?
So why would Z tell anyone anything?
It's totally fine.
Wait, did Z tell the party about the leaving the key?
No.
Yeah, that's what I was trying
Uh,
to figure out.
Valis was the one that suggested that they leave it.
Yeah,
Was it?
I think. Yeah.
It was talked about out loud then. Okay.
Yes.
What's your passive, Galen?
It's in the teens. I'll pull it up right
I'll
now.
get those written down later. I just forgot to. This
Uh,
session.
12 actually, so not teens.
Okay. Each of you roll me history with disadvantage, real quick.
Gotcha.
Come on, guys.
Let's open that up. Disadvantage history. Oh boy, that sure is good, isn't it? Oh,
Exceedingly average.
very middling.
Yeah, I mean, Galen, you recall there was some discussion about leaving the key right there at the door. There isn't a key left there at the door. I mean, maybe Scramsax grabbed it. Who knows? But
Okay.
it's not there.
Hey, God, was it Eileen or Aline? Oh, I forgot already.
Eileen.
Hey, Lean,
Lean.
Leanster, did you see a key when we came in here?
What? I mean, it was unlocked, right?
Yeah, you're right.
No.
Huh. Okay.
So yeah.
Marcus, did you grab the key?
I didn't.
Sylvanas left the key in here.
You sure?
Like 75% sure.
Oh.
I remember Varric saying, "Hey, should we leave the key?" And then Zophanis was like, "Oh yeah, key. I'm angry." And then they left it on that table right there. I thought, but
I trust you. If nothing else, we'll see them again soon enough.
yeah. Maybe Lampshank, whatever his name is, Scrimshax, grabbed it when he came up to check out the room. It was really visible. So
That could be true.
Yeah.
It's true.
anyway,
Okay. Well, Sounds like you solved the mystery of the key. Are we gonna hang out up here, or I've got food and drinks waiting? Any more questions you
yes.
have for me?
Yeah. I'm good personally, Marcus. Do you think we're...
Oh, yes. No, thank you. You've been more than kind. We really must get back to our companions. Hopefully we can find our friend Helg.
Yeah, well, we can walk down with you. You
Sure.
can go down as a gang, got it all patched up.
Sounds good. And she hops up off the couch and follows you guys out. So you guys come down the stairs, down the other stairs. You see the kind of hopeful look of some patrons, and what's the next move, Galen and Marcus?
Do we let Scrimshax know? We fulfilled our end. Let Scrimshax know and let the guys know?
Yeah, correct. Let him know if he wants to do an inspection, that's perfectly fine. But other than that, probably rally back up in the kitchen.
Yeah, I'll let our gang know if you talk to Scrim.
Sounds great.
That's probably the better
Perfect.
layout. Yeah,
Yep.
then I'll head back to the gang.
Cool. Aline goes over, skips back to her seat at her table, shoos somebody out of her seat, and so whoever's talking to Scramsax, go ahead and go. What are you gonna do?
Oh, yeah, sure. So I'll just be like, yes, the work is done, sir. The only minor note was my companion mentioned believes the key was left on some sort of table. Did you happen to pick it up when you went up the first time? And if not, it's possible one of our companions still has it. But either way, the work is done and ready for inspection should you deem it necessary.
Shakes his head with a bit of a concerned look. No, did not grab a key. Which this was to the suite.
Yes,
with the
sir,
bat-
correct.
Okay. Please do find that key. Locks are not cheap up here.
Of course. Yeah, I do. For all I know, one of our companions might still have it. I hope it's nothing we need concern ourselves over. But yes, of course, we will keep an eye out for the key.
Good. I'll need that back. The key to each of your rooms before you go.
Sure, and I'll hand mine over now. But yeah.
Okay. And just takes it. All right. Good to know. And Galen, I'm assuming you're just kind of trying to go around the counter and go to the back.
Yeah. I'm just gonna head over to the guys.
Yep. He just gives kind of a sigh and lets you pat. It's kind of like an inward inhale to give you a little room to get around him. And
Yeah, it's awkward. I go like front to back at first. I'm like, that's too weird. I go back out and then back to back through.
Yep. You get through, and you come to a scene of everyone. Well, Zolphanus is kind of probably imagine in the back chomping up lambs, bringing bits of lambs into the kitchen. Valis cooking, searing, broiling, baking lambs with magical fire, and Sane filleting fish live at a time.
Good news. Room is fixed. Varric, did you and Zolphanus leave the key
Yes.
in the room?
Yes.
It wasn't there when me and Marcus checked. Marcus is checking with Scrimsax if maybe he grabbed it on his way out. But if not, I'm pretty sure that lady who pissed you off, Sane, I think she may have swiped the key. She came up with us and told us a little more about the ice murders. Do you know they're like werefish? They're like transforming when they're getting frozen. Weirdest shit. like she was saying, like their teeth are like this big, like the size of my head. It crazy shit, dude. Believe every word of it. It's
You mean saber
bonkers.
salmon?
Were salmon, yes.
Oh, not where saber salmon. There.
Were saber salmon.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I do not have the key. We did leave the key. That was a bit of a slip up. All right.
Yeah. Oh, I saw my key. Shit, I should give that back. But we should probably look for that key because somebody took it, and she was up in the room with me and Marcus. That's all I know. If Scram Sachs doesn't have it, but she probably does. He's super competent.
How much would you
Yeah.
mind if I went and looked again before we went and harassed someone?
Not at all. Door's unlocked. Nobody could lock it.
Sylphie, covered in blood, looking like a crazed bandit. Just, where's the key?
Just on the floor.
And real quick, Marcus, you had that kind of back and forth. I imagine you go back to the kitchen as well at this point afterwards? Or what's your next step?
Yeah, definitely. After talking to him, I figure.
So yeah, you make it round as the awkward squeeze, and you make it into the back after that little report. Now you're all together again.
Yeah. Did I hear the part about the were salmon?
No.
Never mind. It's fine. Deal with that later.
Valis probably was like heating the lamb with his hands and probably just clasps his hands together and extinguishes it and just I don't know if I believe that about the were salmon.
Saber
Oh.
salmon.
Where saber salmon?
Say it 10 times fast.
With a stutter.
Yeah. Well, let's just agree to disagree. How about that?
Fair.
To that end, if you guys are actually talking about it, yeah, Marcus is going to look at Galen and be like, Galen, you believed that?
Sir, I can read people really well. I trust my intuition on it. Don't worry. No, I know you're getting up in your years, so just trust me on this one. Did Scramsex have the key, sir?
He did not, sadly. And he did make it very clear that it was a matter of great importance to him that we recovered the key. So, any of you, Zilphanis, Sane, Varric, if you remember having it or where it might be, I don't want to immediately blame it on the only other person who was up in the room with us, but there is a chance that it was lifted.
Why would she lie? She was so honest about the rituals and the were saber salmon.
Yes, wasn't she?
You hear yourself?
I'm starting to
Okay.
doubt myself, but I'm going to hold on to that faith just for a little bit longer.
There you go.
I think now is a real good time for another quick break. I need to get a refill. Anyone opposed? Anything you want to say real quick before we take a 10?
Were saber salmon.
Cool.
That's all.
Perfect.
Negative.
See you
All
back
right.
soon.
I'll be back soon.
That's my new religion is were saber salmon.
Oh God.
Mm-hmm.
That's our group name is the Were Saber Salmons.
No.
Sorry.
I will.
Sorry.
I will
Gotta make the rules.
Absolutely not.
Well, let's just agree to agree that it is.
No.
So,
I'd rather die.
No.
well, Zophanis has come close already, so
Many times. It is not the first, it shall not be the last, and yes.
Were Saber Salmon.
That is probably how he's gonna die, taking a spear for somebody else again.
Bing bong. Oh, God damn it, it's not focused on me. Hmm.
I'm just gonna be fuzzy the rest of the
I'm just gonna do
session.
that. Yeah, I'll just. Okay. But fuck. Oh, I'll just walk away, then walk back.
Just ain't happening. Camera will never focus.
Never.
Yeah.
Ever,
Oh, well.
ever.
You might be able to bring up XSplit and
There you are.
refresh it.
I think you're clear
Oh,
now.
yeah. There's a refresh button, isn't there? Yeah. Well.
Yep.
I literally pressed the pause button, and unpause, and I was like, maybe that'll do it. But I didn't see the fucking refresh. Stupid.
You know how we said at the start of the session that our goal was to get out of this tavern?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Been,
I mean, I
two
feel
and a
like we're
half hours
trying.
now, and we still haven't gotten out of the
I feel like we've been trying. Is the thing.
We are.
mean,
It's
I'll
just
we're-
everything just gets so elongated.
Yeah, I mean, we're trying. We're almost there. We're almost out the back door.
Gotta find
But now the
goddamn
key.
Yeah.
So
I wish that were not true.
what?
The thing that Mike posted in the Boda memes fan art.
Uh-oh.
Damn it.
Yep.
Yep.
In the last 2 seconds. You know what? Maybe it's a good thing we're getting kicked out of this tavern because I think everybody's tired of it at this point.
I just want to get out of the fucking
Mm.
tavern.
So, yeah. If Valis ever dies, Way of the Shadow Monk.
They're fun.
It also would be stupid broken because I think Gats is considering it dim light everywhere.
Oh, it is. It's like Ravenloft right now.
Mm-hmm. When you are in dim light or darkness, you can use your bonus action to teleport up to 60 feet. There's no number of uses for this. You just
Everybody just chooses like the shadow themed ones.
mm.
Shadow Sorcerer, the monk, do well, there's
I mean,
another. Like,
open
everything.
hand for the monk is good too.
Monks are
Yes.
interesting.
The old quivering palm.
Yeah.
The only monk I
Classic.
ever liked was the I forgot the name of it, like the Hands of Healing, Hands of Harming one. I just like the idea of like an actual medic.
Mercy. Way
Yes.
Mercy.
Yeah, Mercy, Tracer, Winston.
I like that one too.
Yeah, it's really
Haven't-
that's my favorite monk subclass. I played it once.
I haven't tried it.
All right, you guys good to continue? Anything you want to chat about before we resume?
I just kill her and take the key.
Yep.
Now that
Okay.
the jokes are out.
Valis will just grab her by the sides of the head and just roast her head from the inside out.
No.
Verbally, not with flames or anything. He's like, you look like a soggy waffle, and then she just fucking dies.
Oh no.
I've
So
called
cats is
someone that before.
murder.
Good to go, Mike? Alrighty.
Sorry, I was just coughing, so I had on mute still.
Oh, you're good. So, we resume, party having all deliberated about the missing key to discover that the missing key is missing. There's theory that maybe Eileen took it. And you guys have been cooking. What now? What's the plan, fellas?
So Zilphanus, you said you were gonna go upstairs and just double check the room?
I did say that, yes, that is correct.
Maybe
Do we all want to
all
go?
I was
Listen,
gonna ask Sane, you're the most well-spoken here. If it does turn out it's gone, do you and me maybe want to ask Elaine, the woman who pissed you off, if she has it? Maybe say like, hey, then he's not letting us leave to look for our friend. We already told them, by the way, that Helga's gone.
Okay.
He's not letting us look for our friend until we turn the key. Did you happen to see it?
I think if we go, we should go together. If we ask, we might as well ask together.
Fair enough.
We don't all have to talk, but missing all you folks. I feel like it's been so long since I've seen you all together again.
I think we've been all together maybe once or twice.
So, let's go check for the key. And hope Eileen is still here when we get back down. Worst case scenario, we deal with it as it comes. We've got more pressing things. Who knows? Maybe while we're wandering about, we could find another person who might know a little bit more. It sounds like you learned some things about those posters, about whatever it is we're facing here.
Where's Saber Salmon?
Simiko, I've prepped most of the fish here. Do you mind if we take a quick break? Go check the... Alright.
Just waves.
Yep. Alright. Well, let's move with the quickness.
All right, so you all make your way out, and you head up the stairs. You know, there's some hopeful looks from some patrons, some attention, but most of the taverns kind of moved on to doing their own thing. There's some people like kind of disappointedly leaving at this point that you kind of have to like awkwardly make your way past. Just give this look like, and you guys make your way upstairs to the room. It is unlocked, and you go in. Looks like that damage has been repaired, and yeah.
Very nice work there. Very nice. Let's try not to trash any nice rooms moving forward. No, I feel like we learned from that experience. There, where'd we leave the key?
I would already be looking where I remember leaving it.
It's not there.
Excellent. Do a quick double check, make sure it didn't. I'm trying to think of the layout of the room where I would have put it. Look around where I remember putting it to make sure it didn't fall off of anything or in between cracks and things and such and such.
Yeah, and roll me investigation. You're just kind of seeing like, did it fall under and like bounce somewhere or something weird?
22.
Shit, yeah, 22 investigation. No key hath fallen and bounced anywhere in this room. There's no key bounce mark even around the table through 22 investigation. There would be like a slight little ding.
Eyeball on the floor looking for it.
Yeah, nah, key's not there.
Well, it's certainly not where I left it, and I don't see any evidence of it having fallen either.
Oh. Eileen?
Seems like
Shall we?
it, unless you found anything that might tip you off as to who took it.
Would I with a 22?
I don't even know what you would look for.
Yeah, that's
Thank you.
my question. I'd give you a little bit more. What would you be looking for specifically? That's my question.
Yeah, well, having known that it was Eileen that was with them and having seen her
Mm-hmm.
Um. Hmm. I don't actually know what I would probably look for to identify that because unless she has anything on her that would like maybe smudge or leave something behind, which that wouldn't be very useful anyway because she was already in the room.
Correct. Charlotte's internet goes away.
Uh-oh.
Was she wearing
Goodbye.
perfume?
Some, yeah.
Oh, no, that would just tell her she's in the room. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
maybe.
No, I mean, I like where you're
Take
going with
fire.
it. Like,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
anything else in the room that's been messed with? You know, you saw where Eileen interacted with things, like maybe trying to. It's like anything jostled. Like, we found this hair. It was stuck in the window.
I mean, it looks like we're looking for like signs if she was in the room, like she was in the room. Like,
I mean, signs of anything else. Like, you saw how she interacted with the room. If you're like, oh fuck, like somebody
Right.
messed with this or like shifted that during the
I mean,
time.
I was
you
kind
were
of just
gone.
focused on holding the mirror up for Marcus so he could mend it. We were actively doing stuff. We didn't think to. We didn't think there was anything to steal until we remembered the key.
Yeah. I just meant in terms of like if Zilphi found that some other parts of the room were shifted and messed with,
Oh.
and you guys remembered like, oh, Eileen was in the room, she went to the bed. She didn't like fuck with the wallpaper over there. She didn't move that cabinet like apart. That might give us an indication that someone else was in the room during that time if there's any other discrepancies or history there.
Yeah, is there any
So I'm kind of
it-
bullshitting this, to be honest.
She was on the couch, so if there's anything that's not like from the door to the couch, that would be not her. That's my.
Which
That's what I remember.
Can Valis be searching while they're talking, just trying to like look for those signs that they're talking about? Oh well.
Scramshax was all the Scramshax was also in the room. So I don't really think we're getting it here, but it's a start. Locks are expensive.
I'm gonna put us on another little tiny break here while we see if Charlotte comes back. But the short answer, of course, you guys can look for things. That explains it. Yeah, I saw the light dim behind Charlotte as they vanished. Their power went out.
Ah, I saw that
What?
too.
Yeah, I was
I was
wondering. I was
wondering
like,
what was
that
wrong.
looks like power going out right there. And yes,
Mhm.
it was. Well, we have at least determined what happened to Charlotte. Cool.
Okay.
Missouri. Can't trust him.
In the meantime, what are we wanting to focus on as a party? We're gonna speak with Eileen, sounds like, right?
That's suspect numero uno.
After
Yeah.
that, are we like, we're gonna follow up to see? Um, do we tell the barkeep that like, hey, we are gonna like look for the key? Are we gonna ask Cook Pound about the rumor more? How are we wanting to round off the night?
Yeah, definitely. First, sorry.
We should probably tell the barkeep that the key has gone missing,
What?
and
Let him
depending
know
on if Eileen has it or not, then I don't know. And after that, if he does let us go find help.
Okay.
And let him. You said let him know that Eileen was it there, right? I can't remember if you said that or not. Just like let him know who's been in the room.
Yeah.
Might be. Just
Could be
yeah, let him
helpful.
know.
How do we plan on finding Helg?
I don't know. He's been out there for how long?
It's been hours.
Did Helg light up with detect magic? We all did. Did Helg? I don't remember.
Don't think he had anything magic on him that glowed. No.
Ah, crap.
That was a good idea though.
I mean, if he's being looked at, I'll be able to find the heart.
Yeah, that's true.
A lot of people, a lot of places in 10 towns, so it
I
might
think
be
there's a good
worthwhile.
chance.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, no, you first. My bad.
Oh, it's like it might be worthwhile just to put in work trying to figure out more about the situation. Get some other perspectives, follow up on some of those other leads. If, like, Helg will find us. Helg's a cat now. You can't
Yeah.
find a cat that doesn't want to be found.
There's
But he'll
also a
find
good
us.
chance that he could just be quivering outside, still in his hiding spot that he was in before, like afraid to move. I know he
What
was
a
he
champion.
was real shook up earlier.
If he is, he's not a very good ranger. And that's on him.
Ouch.
Another easy detective work tool could be, because this guy's practiced with art, if there is any kind of bounty board or anything in town, we can bring the poster up to it and see if any of the art style matches up.
Yeah, I like that.
This guy's practiced enough to like have done art before, if not literally like anything that we might have. Like, yeah, like bounty board is a big one, but like things like that, I don't know. It's
I mean, he's also been pumping out probably posters for a lot of these cases. Like, sounds like hundreds of them. Like, somebody's gonna know him. Somebody's
Yeah.
gonna have some information.
that was the checking, or I think if we're talking about the same thing, that was the checking some of the general stores for like, has anybody been purchasing
Yeah.
bulk paper?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
At this point, the guard isn't a terrible start. Our party actually has an in with one of the guards who explicitly said, like, I know every goddamn face in this town.
That's
I know
awesome.
every
Yeah.
person here. So we could reluctantly go check out that person, see, like,
Hell yeah.
tell us more. Every face?
Mm-hmm.
Who the fuck's been putting up these posters? Like, you seem a man of the law. It's like, no, I'm actually part of the cult too, and now I've gotta. No. Hey, welcome back. Kind of.
Shame.
Yes.
Hi.
Yes, I am back. We'll see how long this ends up working for, because, yeah, we don't have unlimited data, but we'll see.
Hey.
Yeah, power just went out for no reason. It seems like it's the whole grid, too, not just our house, so.
Mm.
It's
Okay.
yeah.
It's the start of the month, so we probably shouldn't use all your data up now.
It's fine. We just got some. It'll be fine.
Okay.
At least for a little while.
I mean, we can also just stop here. It's a super short session, but I'm not opposed to that as well. If you're gonna be like having to go real soon anyways, it's not the worst stopping point ever. It's not the best. Let's just do a real quick round off. How are you guys feeling? Like, do you want to try and keep going? Do you want to try and stop it here?
Yeah, I'd say personally, it's up to Charlotte for my vote, whatever they're comfortable with.
Alu,
I'm with them.
you look like you were gonna say something.
Yeah, just talking over how I'm feeling. I am pleased things are getting on a slightly better note. You know, we're interacting with the NPCs. We got some cooking done. Things are getting in better standing. But I still feel like we're kind of like digging ourselves out of a hole. We haven't seen sunlight yet, but like we're getting there. So this for me wouldn't be. It would just feel like, well, god damn it, it's just another session of nothing. Which is what it is. I'm feeling pretty off today myself, and that's how I'm feeling. I don't know how playing all that much longer would get to a better spot. Love to hear how all of you are feeling.
Mike, how you doing? Do you want to keep going? Do you want to end it here? I know you're a bit sick, but not too sick.
I'm with Alu 100% in terms of like, damn, I really like. I want to get past this hurdle.
Yeah.
I'm willing to give it like, I'm willing to give it like another hour. If we want to keep going. But yeah, I do. I think Alu even mentioned it too. It's like, I don't know what we're gonna be able to accomplish in that time, but we can find out. But I also understand that, yeah, I've kind of like even Ty was saying, it's like Charlotte technically has the actual like real technical requirement sort of thing going on. So
How do you feel, Joe?
I'm same as Alu and Mike. Like we're spinning. We caught something. We're still spinning, but since we do have more pressing technical difficulties, I think we can stop.
Charlotte, do you want to try and play like this with me rolling your sheet, or how do you feel about this? I know you have that kind of take one for the team vibe going, but
Yeah, I mean, I usually do because we kind of talked, it's like if one person can't play, then it's kind of the show must go on, and if that's what happens here, then that's what happens here.
yeah,
But I also agree with like this. I don't know how to explain it, but I agree that I don't know how much we'll actually get done in the next hour. If this is all we've managed to do in 2.5 hours, and I kind of would rather start again, I guess, next week with fresh minds and hopefully a bit more of a positive starting attitude, I guess, if that makes sense. Since everyone seems kind of to feel a little middle groundish about how this session has gone.
yeah. And then I'll say my piece. I think we should probably stop here. My gut's telling me that with Charlotte out, and it feels like morale is wavering, and maybe some stuff a little confused. Maybe I didn't articulate it very well for you guys. So I'd say let's call it. We'll do a quick post-game chat, and then because we don't use all Charlotte's data, and then yeah, let's do that. That's anybody strongly opposed. That's my vote. Okay. Cool. Well, we'll just do verbal outros since we're having tech issues. Hey, I was Gats, the GM tonight. Thanks if you tuned in, and catch you next week. Who was I playing with tonight?
Hello, everyone. I go by Eludria Luna. In this gripping episode of Pain of the Frostbane, I was playing Sane Dustveil. He'll do more things next week, I promise. That's my outro.
Hello, I'm Charlotte, and tonight I played Sylphanas Khan, and I hope you all have a good evening, and we look forward to seeing you next week.
Hello, I'm Joe. I played Valista Leth / Vardeer. Thank you for joining us for this short session.
Hi, I'm Tyler. I played Galen Lorelei, and where Saber Salmon?
Where are the Saber Salmon?
Where the Saber Salmon's at?
And I'm Mike. I played Marcus Vance, the human cleric. Hope you all have a great week.
All right. And these streamies.